Here's something interesting that has the Democrats of, well, some of the Democrats in Virginia disturbed. There is a very strong movement of Democrats to support the GOP candidate for lieutenant governor. His name is John Reid. Uh, and on Tuesday, he launched Democrats for John Reid. It's a coalition of Virginia Democrats that are publicly lining up behind him. And they're not supporting the Democrat candidate who is State Senator Ghazala Hashmi. This is what's going on in the state of Virginia. Matter of fact, that's good for the state of Virginia. Everybody at first, not everybody, but there was a strong group that was supporting the Democrats getting elected this year. And then they're starting to realize how extreme that the Democrat candidates for governor and lieutenant governor are. But now I'm going to read off an article. This is from the Virginia Mercury, and it's a liberal news organization here in Virginia. But this is a good thing that they're covering this. Now, I cover the government. Elected officials are part of the government, so I'm going to cover this story. Hit like and subscribe if you like that sort of news. Here we go.
Howdy, y'all. This is Paul, the Redneck Thinker. What we have here is a channel to communicate. I want you folks to be thinking by the time you leave my videos. Why? Because I'm tired of people talking via what other people tell them to think. So, watch my video and enjoy the chance to think for yourself.
Okay, just to know what's going on here. There are several people. One of the most prominent defectors of this group that's doing this is former State Senator Joe Morrissey. This is who they're pointing out. Now, Joe Morrissey is not the only Democrat because they've also got, if you read this article, and I'm going to post it because it says some very negative things about Joe Morrissey. He has served time in jail, and they're wanting to focus on him other than the rest. Now, the coalition of this Democrats for John Reid, it's chaired by the former international president for B'nai B'rith, Tommy Baer. Includes a number of Richmond community leaders, working professionals, and former Democratic officials such as Kimberly Gray, Alexander Benedict, Alexander McMurtry Jr., A.J. Brewer, and Christopher Woody. Reid's campaign said these individuals are putting people over politics, which is true. Now, yeah, they go on to attack Morrissey, but he makes some good points. He actually served with Ghazala. He's saying that he doesn't believe that this Ghazala Hashmi is going to put the state first. He said he describes her as far left. And this is somebody who keeps getting elected as a Democrat. So, as somebody who stands there, he said it doesn't matter who the other Democrats are supporting that are supporting John, but my own reasons are that I served with Ghazala in the Senate. I know her behavior, mannerisms, her voting record, and because of that, I'm supporting John Reid. He said earlier in the interview that Reid would do a much better job for Virginians. He praised Reid's emphasis on measurable improvements in schools and his attention to infrastructure, areas in which Morrissey said Hashmi has not been as outspoken or action-oriented. He also describes her as a strictly partisan and did not do what was best, what I thought for the Commonwealth. So this is what Democrats are saying about this woman, Ghazala Hashmi, who's running. But let's get into who this woman is real quick. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about this Ghazala Hashmi person. Because I will be honest with you, I did vice or lieutenant governor most people don't pay attention to, sadly. Here's a woman who was born in India and raised in Georgia. If she's elected, she's going to be the first Muslim that's going to be elected to a state office like this in the state of Virginia. But she was born in Hyderabad, India, which, okay, fine. She was raised in Georgia, though. Um, she graduated from Georgia Southern. She also was a visiting assistant professor at University of Richmond and a professor at J. Sargent Reynolds Community College. So she's been a college professor. She's been a Democrat politician. She's, very strong. Her policy positions, now mind you, they're dog whistles for Antifa. Fighting bigotry. All Virginians deserve opportunity and fair treatment, equal rights, and justice. Unfortunately, too many of our community are under attack as they face LGBTQIA bigotry, Islamophobia, and anti-Semitism. So she's defending her own people, of course, the Muslims, but it's the Muslims like her who are the biggest anti-Semites in the world. And more than 400 years of systemic racism continue to affect the lives of black Virginians. I know quite a few black Virginians in this state that live really good lives. Like, seriously. As we respond to redlining and equitable education opportunities, they have multiple HBCUs in this state. They get to go to the same schools as everybody else. So what educational opportunities are they missing out on? Immigrants are too often denigrated. No, criminal migrants are the problem here. That's where they're not drawing the line and made to feel unwelcome. We have fundamental responsibility to fight hatred. Okay, well, let's see here. How much hatred has people like her been sending towards conservatives? I mean, it just came out. YouTube has admitted to censoring conservatives. I mean, this is the stupidity of these people. Um, but yeah, this is Hashmi. She's a Muslim, and yes, I think that is actually something that you need to take account of. Now, there have been plenty of Indian Americans, people from that were born in India, that, in all honesty, have done amazing things in this country. She got mad at Trump over the federal worker layoffs, sponsored a bill to end a cap on state funding for support positions in public schools. Okay, you notice state funding for support positions. This is one of the areas in which it takes away funding from education. You put in all these DI folks and all these unneeded administrators, and all of a sudden less money is getting spent on education. And almost every single one of them are big time union wants in their ways that they turn schools from educating students into power structures for far left politics. 2024, following the overturn of Roe v. Wade, Hashmi and Delegate Marcia Price introduced Right to Contraception Act. There was already a legal right and access to contraception in Virginia. This is what she created a bill for. It was basically a bunch of stupidity. This is what she does. She's supporting all of these things that are lies just to make it look like she's fighting for something. That's what she's doing. So this is who Hashmi is. Now I'm well aware this doesn't come across as all that polished. I am not an AI bot, and I don't create script. Why? Because I read through the most basics parts of it, and then while I'm making the videos, I normally go, hey, let's dig a little bit deeper. You want to know why I do this for you guys? Because sometimes I might have a question, which could mean that you might have a question. I try to answer that. So at least you know I ain't AI. Um, but seriously, it's a good thing that they're fighting against this woman. This woman does seem to be a little extreme on way too many issues. And it's a good thing that there are Democrats that are fighting against her. Because these are they're They're trying to stand against somebody who is part of the structure that is causing the Democrats to lose. They're not wanting the Democrats to constantly lose. And Virginia is starting to show signs that, yeah, they're fed up with this. And the Democrat Party realizes it. Now, part of the problem is that the Virginia GOP is one of the worst state GOP organizations in this nation. Things that they should be paying attention to, they aren't paying attention to. But at least you've got a candidate that is finding ways to do it. But you would have thought that they would have already had this since the election is pretty much right now. Early voting's already going on, and they're just now organizing this Democrats for Morrissey. Or not Morrissey, for Reid. Pardon me. This is how bad the GOP is, and they've still been doing a better job of presenting what Americans want than the Democrats want. I don't even know where to begin on that. But hey, this has been Paul, the Redneck Thinker. Y'all have a good day now. Bye. So folks, that's the story that I wanted to bring you on this video. And I just wanted to say thank you again for coming by. Hit like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff if you don't mind. Help me out. So, y'all have a good day now. Bye.